Excuse me if I may ask. What's your full name?
Oh, sorry. My name is Cecilia. Cecilia Craig.
What a beautiful name.
Cecilia?
Cecilia?
Yes, that's my name. Cecilia Craig.
Cecilia is waiting for you.
Why is everybody strangely quiet?
Welcome everyone to another deep dive. Today we're actually going to get into something quite specific, this mystery really, around Abattoir Season 6.
Yeah, a show with a lot of anticipation building.
Exactly. Huge anticipation, but just silence on the release front. It's got a lot of people wondering what's going on behind the scenes. So we're using a YouTube video as our source today. It's from the Godzone TV channel, and the title is Abattoir Season 6, Apologies, Possible Reason for Delay.
Okay.
And our goal here is to, unpack why there's this really significant delay, understand what that means for the fans, and maybe look at the kinds of challenges creators face when, well, life happens.
Right, when reality hits production. Let's get into it.
So if you're an Abattoir fan, you know the feeling. Season 6 was really expected. I mean, people were talking June, July for a premiere, or at least a date announcement.
Yeah, that was the expectation based on sort of past timelines and maybe some hints dropped earlier.
And, well, here we are. July is nearly done. And
Right.
this is nothing unning. Not a peep. It really does make you think, what could possibly cause this kind of radio silence?
It's definitely unusual for them. I mean, Abattoir started back in 2020, right? And usually you'd see things happening sooner. Like they often had these fillers, little teasers out by April.
Right, building up the hype.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the full season would land June or July. Even season 4, which I remember had its own delay.
Oh, yeah.
It still came out by July. And think about last year, season 5 was already well underway by this point. Probably almost wrapped up even.
Wow. Okay, so this delay it's definitely not typical.
Not at all.
Okay.
It really highlights how strange this current situation is for the show's rhythm.
And you absolutely feel that from the fans. There's this real hunger for more Abattoir. It's quite intense.
You see it in the comment sections, I bet.
Totally. I mean, this isn't just casual viewing for many people. They connect deeply with this series. So a delay feels significant. People keep asking about Abattoir constantly. Even when Godzone TV announces other cool projects like Copper Lodge or Under Siege or Jayla Part 2.
Right, the focus remains.
Yeah, it's clear what a large part of the audience is really waiting for. And that strong connection, it just makes the silence feel even louder,
So that leads us to the big question Fuki addresses in the video. Why? Why this specific, unusual delay?
And what's the reason given?
Well, this is where it gets quite heavy, actually. Fuki points at something really profound. The loss of key cast members.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, not just, scheduling conflicts or budget issues. This is about losing people. It's a deeply human reason.
That definitely changes the perspective. And Fuki mentions specifics.
Yes, the first major loss mentioned was
Yeah, I remember him. A very familiar face.
Exactly. Described as one of the most consistent faces from season 1. He went home to be with the Lord.
And the fan reaction.
Apparently it was huge. Fuki mentions fans asking things like, what's going to happen to Abattoir now? And who could possibly replace him? Or who can be another Baba Goo to us?
Yeah, you can see how that would shake the foundation, both for the story and for the viewers who loved his character.
Absolutely. And then, compounding that tragedy.
There is more.
Yes. Fuki explains that earlier this year, another cast member also passed away. Again, using that same phrase, went home to be with the Lord.
Oh my goodness, 2 key people.
2 key people. That's a massive blow for any production, let alone one that seems to operate like a close family.
You really start to understand the delay now.
Exactly. Fuki connects these losses directly to the creative process. Think about the writer, Damilola Mike Bameo. He likely had, plans, scripts, storylines mapped out.
Of course. Everything was probably set.
And now he has to navigate this. It's not just about tweaking dialogue. It could mean completely rethinking character arcs, figuring out what to do with scenes already shot, maybe even facing the incredibly difficult decision of whether or how to recast.
That's an immense creative and emotional challenge.
Huge. And Fuki says Damilola is now, quote, trusting in God on the direction to take, which really frames this as not just a production problem, but something deeper for them.
It adds another layer, doesn't it? And Fuki mentioned something about the fans understanding.
Yeah, it was an interesting comment, acknowledging that the fans are understanding, but sometimes describing it almost as if they're pretending to understand.
Huh. What do you think that means?
Maybe it points to that unique bond, like the fans want to be supportive, even if the full weight of the situation is hard to grasp from the outside. It suggests this shared empathy, this kind of community feel around the show.
That makes sense. A sort of shared journey through difficulties. So for the listener, the fan who's just waiting patiently, what's the takeaway message from Fuki?
Well, first, there's a clear apology for not hitting those expected timelines. Fuki is very upfront about that. And then, a strong reiteration of the need for patience.
Okay.
The message seems to be, if season 6 can happen this year, they will announce it. You'll get the information. But if it gets delayed further, maybe even into next year.
Then it's because of this.
Exactly. It's because of these really difficult, unforeseen circumstances. And Fuki adds that they believe anybody will understand given the gravity of this situation.
It feels like more than just asking for patience, though, based on what you said earlier.
It is. Fuki makes a very specific request, asking fans to pray more.
Pray more for the production.
Specifically for the drama ministers involved, like Damilola Mike Bamio.
Okay, drama ministers. Can you unpack that term a bit?
Sure. In many faith-based creative circles, particularly in film or theater, individuals involved see their work as a form of ministry or service. So a drama minister is someone using their artistic talents, like writing or directing, for that purpose.
Got it. So the request for prayer is for divine help, inspiration.
Precisely. Asking for guidance, for strength, for the creative insight needed to navigate these incredibly challenging circumstances and continue the work they feel called to do. It really underscores the spiritual dimension Fuki sees in this whole process.
That's quite powerful. It reframes the delay significantly.
Absolutely. And despite all the uncertainty, the message ends on a note of hope.
Oh, yeah.
Fuki expresses this strong belief that, quote, Abattoir will not leave us hanging.
Okay, so there's faith that will continue.
Yes. And not just continue, but the hope is that the eventual season 6, whenever it comes, will actually be more powerful. Fuki even says potentially the most powerful Abattoir series ever.
Wow, turning adversity into something even stronger.
That seems to be the hope and the prayer. It speaks volumes about their commitment, despite everything.
So, wrapping this up, what we've really seen today is how deeply real-world events, especially something as profound as loss, can impact a creative project like a TV series.
Definitely. It's not just about budgets and schedules. It's about people, grief, and adapting to unimaginable changes.
And specifically in this context of drama ministers, it highlights how art, faith, and personal tragedy can become so intertwined. The delay isn't just a logistical issue, it's framed as a spiritual challenge, a test of faith almost.
Yeah, and it really brings home that behind the shows we watch, there are real human beings going through real life. Sometimes that life involves immense loss that requires time, adaptation, and maybe, as Fuki suggests, a different kind of support from the audience.
It's a perspective we don't always consider when we're just waiting for the next episode.
Right. And maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to consider is this. Think about how that deep connection fans have with certain shows, certain creators. How that relationship itself can change things.
How so?
Well, when fans show that kind of deep empathy and patience, like Fuki seems to believe the Abattoir fans are doing, does it transform the delay? Does it become less about frustration and more about a kind of shared understanding, a communal bearing of a burden? It makes you wonder about the line between being an audience member and being part of a community built around a story.
That's a really interesting point. It shifts the dynamic from just consumption to something more like shared experience.
Exactly. Something to think about next time your favorite show faces an unexpected hurdle.